Brighter Days Introduction Speech, Part 1 of 3, Spirit Soul. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to the Soul Tribe natives, my people, the sons and daughters of melanation globally. Who am I? Just a man with a conviction, a firmly held belief. And my firmly held belief is that God will have his world, God will have his people move in his soul speed forever, Godspeed. My tribe, my family. I got a message here that I'm getting to y'all by any moral means necessary, using reasoning conducted and assessed in accordance with the strict principalities of Christ's validities. In other words, my people, I'm getting these teachings to y'all by any moral means necessary, using what could be known as Christ logic. This message ain't got nothing to do with no religious beliefs. It has nothing to do with racism or feminism or any other common ideologies you currently believe in. This message and/or these teachings is an answer and/or an adaptation unto all knowledge of who and what black folks really are and/or why all of us are really here. I go by the name of the soul's first lieutenant, and my mission is to deliver the knowledge of this message to every member of the immortal soul's body with visible soul skin, better known as every melanated man, woman, and child on this planet. Therefore, let he that hath an ear pay attention to God's first lieutenant and the teachings he must deliver unto you. Now to the point. For clarity, I'm speaking at every black man on the planet with this message. To be more direct, those of us upon it who practice or preach God in any way, shape, form, or imagination of that phrase's labelistic description. Side note, how to know if you're what's called a black man. If your skin tone is a full shade or two darker than the white man's, then you are a black man anywhere at all on this planet, period. So these words, this message, these teachings, this answer that I'm giving to you all, my brethren, they are all for the sole purpose of equipping you with more proper and fluent reasoning towards the liberation of our tribe. And so first, acknowledgement of this majorly important question. How would you take it if I told you that our souls are literally the God? As I ask this question, I'm speaking about the very essence internally that gives us life and/or all of our abilities to live them. For more clarity, meaning our hearts, nature, organs, prowess, BKA, chakra, and/or our subconscious minds, all of them on the planet as a collective unit, this power inside of and all of our hearts, it is literally the God. How would you comprehend that? Can you comprehend that? Will you comprehend that? Here's more clarity to do so. Take a firm, logical analyzation of our current reality in its entirety. We have brothers in it like Andrew Tate who call it a matrix. Brothers like Dr. Umar Riza Islam, whom calls it white supremacy. And brothers like Kevin Samuels who called it a gynocracy. Yet when you gain full and/or hyper awareness of this reality, mastery, understanding, and recognition of all of its patterns, y'all will begin to call this world for what it really is. A global diabolocracy. In more literal terms, a system of government ran by the devil. Therefore, my brethren, my people, unto you, I pray thee, take this incoming information, use it as a weapon, so to speak, towards manifesting the liberation of the internal God. As the liberation of the internal spirit is the liberation of the black people. Diane family. Brighter Days Introduction Speech, Part 2 of 3, Mind, Intellect. Now see, currently, my brethren, all of us globally, we're pointlessly being forced to live in a spiritual warfare at the moment, as it is consisting of the devil's liberty versus the soul's liberty, and this war can only be stopped, won, or concluded by us. However, first, we, as every melanated man on the planet, as well as every other member of the soul's body with visible soul skin, must learn, focus, and practice on these 4 steps. Number 1, mastery of moving in the soul speed. 2, walking fearlessly in it. 3, habitually. And 4, all in one language. Therefore, as black men, in order to present our people these tasks and mentalities on a global scale, the first thing we got to do is to gain true and full awareness of the actual God we serve. Side note, always remember, never forget, The recessive people, they gave us the Bible. They told us to study it metaphorically and not literally. And right after being forced themselves to force us to build this current reality through war, hatred, division, and enslavement. Only dogs can breed dogs. It took consistent fear and confusion to drive us here, as the same tactics are in application to keep us here. And now, due to this state of influence, we are detached and detach ourselves from truth, reality, and logic so we can be ignorant, feminine, and emotional like they are, period. My brethren, be aware of the true God we all serve, and concomitantly do not serve, as our free will is so powerful God don't even tell us what to do with it. So who are these resuscitated Negroes to? Drop their beliefs of leaning not to your own inner understanding, as it is of the power of your knowledge and mental capabilities. Know this: when the eternal, internal soul, spirit, energy creator created his human form, BKA us, he extracted 6 atomic number energy particles known as neutrons from his son Yeshua's spirit vessel while it was in heaven. He used these energies to give himself, aka us, in human form, a natural knowledge capacity of good, evil, balance, and comprehension, as well as the feeling and capabilities to understand all of it. Therefore, to lean on your own inner understanding, logically speaking, is to lean on and trust the knowledge and power of Yeshua and or your Jesus Christ in reality. Practice in all things for the sake of my Yeshua and the soul that he understands with our people. Be of aggressive benevolence while abundant in its characteristic nature. Now you may say, but Lieutenant, Proverbs 3:5-6, our ancestor Solomon said, lean not to your own understanding, only the understandings of the Lord God, which is in front of you. Furthermore, I say, always remember, never forget, when the enemy colonized the world, the enemy colonized the information of the world, and all while using their tactics of lies, hatred, disrespect, fear, and confusion to colonize them. My brethren, begin studying our ancestral history, BKA the scriptures, using logic, not your feelings, reasoning, not reaction, validation, not speculation, and as it's literal, not metaphorical. When you do this, you will all be able to see through each and every elaborate and minute detail of the enemy's lies and games. More literal, to see through all of their European lenses. Logic is reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles of validities. In other words, the foundational root origin and or mode of formation in and of all things can only be validated or assessed using logic and your own understanding, like the origin and existence of the true enemy of the world, as well as the origin and existence of the true ally of the world, which art our Father in heaven, and the integral backbone for the quelling of this spiritual war, our liberation. Brighter Days, Introduction Speech, Part 3 of 3, Physical Body. Closing. My brethren, recognize where you stand physically, while simultaneously understanding how to non-physically. Differentiate if you are leaning on the knowledge and power of Christ versus the vanity and influences of the devil. Know thyself, as well as knowing thy true enemy of this reality. For the devil, she, not he, is the absolute leader of its government, as well as the ethos of its subjugating maintenance. Her ways are to enforce the living of soul deprivation, while we naturally desire the ways of soul liberation. Side note, the dragon and woman I speak of, which was, which is, and had to come, the true enemy, in reality, she is, who is, known and widely admired as the Lord God. And she, not he, reveals herself, not himself, Revelations 12:1-17, to be our problem and solution concomitantly, whereas my immortal soul God and the true God of us all is only of the solution, period. This Enlil, or Isis, or Yahweh, Yahweh Allah, Kai Dios, Yajakan, or Jehovah's the devil mother of harlots. This Lord God, she has many different names, yet one method of operation, as her primary characteristic spiritual roots reveal jealousy. Then there is the immortal soul inside of us all, our true government, the literal, positive, atomic energy of the cosmos itself, the universe and soul spirit energy creator. His primary characteristic spiritual roots reveal life. Therefore, the only opposition to her illegal government systemic will would be to build and defend living in a peace, respectful, balanced, and progressive life. And while alongside with our women, peace, love, unity, and advancement. For these ways are within the image and likeness of the immortal soul God. My brethren, this information, it is a necessary component of knowledge. It is for the liberation of my Yeshua and the soul that he understands with. Stop yourselves from being emotionally driven to respect the Lord's ways, when logically speaking, we all need to respect the soul's ways. Lean on your own understanding, not your emotions. Respect is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something, elicited by their qualities, abilities, or achievements. To admire is to regard someone with warm approval, and to elicit is to evoke or draw out a response, answer, or fact from someone in reaction to thine own actions or questions. Analyze this reality top to bottom, inside and out. Witness how every tribe, tongue, and nation pray to the same God. For the absolute truth is like a sound center. No matter how you enter, you end up in the same place. Only cats can breed cats. Look at this world your Lord God forces you to have. How she orchestrates, strategizes, and facilitates the sustenance of it. What's illicit of her qualities, abilities, and achievements? Recognize my immortal soul God and his presence within it. What's illicit of his qualities, abilities, and achievements? Notice how the ethos of the world today is saturated in war, hatred, division, and murder. Practice within the opposite of its influential drive by any means necessary. Come out of her, be Lessing City, and be lifted in the ways of the Spirit. My family, be soul empowered. In summary, respect your own internal soul and not your external Lord, as you cannot serve two masters. Move in God's speed forever, spirit, soul. I pray unto you all, my brethren, my tribe, my people. Let this message be a component of knowledge in manifesting the liberation of our people. Assist in unveiling the mysteries of who we really are and why we're all really here, and the way we are here. As it is of we, the sons and daughters of melanation globally, we, all of we, are yea of the living soul. Claim your freedom, Soul Tribe Unite. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.